today we're gonna be trying to make the smoothest roller coaster ever in 𝗪𝗪 𝗪𝗀. I'm kidding, but let's just hope I get some sort of coaster done that's decently smooth. So let's just dive straight into this. I did a wheel so we can decide what coaster I'm gonna build. It has every single coaster type on here, so let's see what it's gonna do. All right, guys, here we go. It is flying coaster. Okay, so we have the flying coaster. I guess we can go with that. I guess we can go with that. So let's just go ahead and get straight into this, guys. So here we are with the flying coaster. Yo, this is going to be interesting, I must say. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start with a nice and simple turn off into the chain lift, which will be probably like right about here. And let's just go straight up into the chain lift, y'all. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, so we're gonna make this go up a tiny bit higher, probably something like that, but that's about the max we're gonna do. Probably about this high, and then we'll start to taper it off. We're not going to custom support this one today, but it will be supported automatically. So I'm just going to go ahead and start off with like pivot offset 240 or something. I'm hoping we're going to have enough plot room for this. Just some nice and simple turns, just going all the way around. That looks fairly smooth to start with. Okay, so this isn't extremely bad. This isn't terrible yet. Maybe a tiny bit more banking as we continue to head down. And this looks already decent, I guess. It's not terrible. I'm gonna try to start to make it like a little bit smoother right here. Oh yeah, that definitely needs some adjusting right there. We're just gonna go ahead and make it zero snapping thing, whatever. I'm not even sure, bro. I'm struggling at this point. So we're now going to go up into a nice little barrel roll right here. This may be a little bit weird, but I'll show you. I'll show y'all what this will do in just a moment. All right, this flying coaster is incredibly interesting right here. There we go. Okay, so we've got some sort of nice little thingy, I guess. This is not going to be an outer bank turn. No. Just a fairly tight little corkscrew right here in the middle of the air. Slowly start to make it turn off a tad bit. Okay, that looks actually fairly smooth, I would suppose. So we're just going to continue to try this. I'm going to try to make a nice little loop right here. Let's see if we can even do that. All right, so here we go. We are now going into our little loop right here. So we're just going to start our little loop like this. We're going to go ahead and make this like, and that doesn't look terrible already. So okay, so I assume we're just going to have a little bit of a turn right here. This isn't really a realistic element, but it's fine. It's fine. All we're going for is smoothness right now. I hope it'll be decently smooth. I'm not really caring for much realism right here, so we're gonna go ahead and keep trying. It does seem quite aggressive to me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do something like this. All right, let's see here. We're gonna go ahead and do something nice and simple. I don't know what this is really. What is this element, chat? It could go into like an outer bank right here, though. This could be interesting. Oh, what am I saying, bro? Why am I trying to do an outer bank here? This makes zero sense. I mean, literally, this makes no sense. We might just go ahead and do another little loop right here. That's kind of what I'm feeling, not gonna lie. Maybe we slow the coaster down a tad bit here, actually. So we're just going to go ahead and slow it down a little bit. Just a tiny bit of brakes, and then we're just going to go back down. It's a small little turn, and then we're just going to go steeper as we start to turn off right here. This is just like a nice little thing right here. This is going to go, obviously, underground, so we're going to have to elevate the ground a little bit. Okay, so we've got our nice little coaster right here. Let's see this. Are you kidding me right now? I did not mean to press 1. Okay, let's just continue. Actually, this would be a good time for a test. We're gonna go ahead and do a little test right here. Let's see here. We're gonna go ahead and do the front POV first, and then we'll do the realistic POV here in a few minutes. I'll do the realistic POV at the end, actually. All right, here we go. We are now done with the chain lift. All right, let's see here. Okay, it's not bad so far. Let's see here. How will this... Ooh! Okay, this is better than I thought it would be. It's not, that is a little rough, but it's fine. Okay, so I am actually really happy with this. It is not bad at all. I am not used to making smooth coasters, so we're just trying right here. Okay, so we're gonna try to make a sharp little outer turn right here. Let's see here. Really just trying to make sure it doesn't hit that little border right there so I don't have to expand more. Turns out here we are going to go into a little bit of an inversion right here. Let's see how this works. This shouldn't be terrible. Kind of a tight inversion right here, but it looks kind of nice. I do like it. I know we're using like the 3-4 meter method, but it's fine. It's fine. All right, just bending the track a little bit less right here, just to put a little less stress on this. Okay, so some nice tight inversion right there is really nice. Is really nice. Some other nice little turns right here could really bring out the I don't know, the intensity of the coaster. So we're just gonna do some more of that, and then we are just gonna make it slow down maybe a tiny bit right here. This is not gonna be the brake run quite yet, so I guess that's a little bit better. We might want to make this a little bit longer. All right, let's just go ahead and add a few brakes right here, just like 2 or 3, and then we drop back down. I guess we can just go into some nice little easy bunny hops right here. Nice little airtime hills, nothing crazy. And then we're just gonna go into some nice little turns right here, just like a loop just going through here. Could be cool, could be cool. Okay, so a loop just going through here is not actually a bad idea at all. Just barely enough so it doesn't actually hit the coaster itself. That is going to be quite close, but I think we are barely gonna cut it. All right, let's just go ahead and have another test right here. Let's do it, let's do it. All right, here we go, guys, here we go. Let's see here. I know this first part is pretty smooth, but let's see the new part that I've made. Let's see it, let's see it. We might want to slow this down a little bit. All right, and into the first part of the brakes. Pretty nice. It slows it down to a fairly nice speed right here. Over the inversion, which is quite decent, I guess. It's not the worst. I don't really like that little turn going in right in there. Ooh, that brake run really slows it down a little bit. And that's what I was afraid of. That is what I was afraid of. So the brake run is a little bit too strong right here. What if I just completely remove it and just make this a normal little straight piece of track right here? Let's see here. Alright, so here we go through the airtime. Now we're just going through these nice little, whatever these are called. Helixes, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so this is the part where I might need to add a few more boosters right here just to boost it just barely enough to get it back to the station. Because this is obviously not going to work like this, so we're just going to go ahead and add like a nice little booster, I guess. Just like 2 tiny little boosters right here, that'll do it. And then we're just going to go ahead and make this loop back around to the station right here. Let's see here, I think we should be able to get this to loop back around. This is better, this is better. Maybe something like that. Okay. Now we're doing good. Now we're doing good. Maybe a few more sharper turns right here just to try and get it back all the way. And then I suppose we can make this the brake run. This can just be our nice little brake run. I suppose I'm not quite sure how we're gonna get this back to the station. Guess we can go ahead and make it like a nice little turn just right in here. And then this part will be the brakes. I'm gonna go ahead and make the brake run from the other side of the station right here, just because. Alright, so this part will be the brakes right here, just to slow it down right before it comes into the station. We might make a hard little left turn right here. Let's see. Okay, so this part will be our brake run right here. This part could actually be some block brakes, which could be better, I would suppose. We could put more than one train. And then our actual brakes will become right here at this little station. Okay, so now I've got to get this connected to this track somehow. So we're gonna obviously go ahead and modify this track piece right here. All right, let's see here. We are just making another little bit of a more sharp turn, but it's fine. And then that would be okay. Let's just go ahead and test this right here. What? Okay, this doesn't make much sense to me. I don't understand why there's not 2 trains right here. Let me go ahead and try and fix some of this. Give me like 1 second.
1 eternity later.
Alright, so we have 2 trains now, which is actually nice. Let's go ahead and test this. I'm not giving the full POV yet. That'll be shortly. Alright, here we go. We're at the end of the chain lift and we're going down now, chat. Here we go. Okay, so this is pretty nice. And then we start right here. We're just going back down. Here, we do need to obviously make some ground space right here. Okay, and then this will be our little launch right here. Is it enough? It is! Barely. We just barely have enough room to get all the way over with the launch. Yeah, okay, this is perfect. Okay, I do really like this, though. This is actually nice. Okay guys, so go ahead and rate my roller coaster on a scale of 1 to 10 for smoothness. I wasn't necessarily going for realism, but I think it's fairly realistic anyways. And thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, turn on notifications, do all that. Join the Discord server, there will be a link in the description. And as always guys, I will hope to see you in the next video. Bye!